news coming in on former IPL chief Lalit Modi. CNN and I have been learning that he will be allowed to stay put in Britain for now. India asking the UK a few months ago about his legal status in the country as his passport has been cancelled. Now, sources are telling CNN and IBN that Britain cited the rule book essentially to India, saying extradition will only be considered when a request is backed by a court order. Britain has also said that Lalit Modi cannot be deported as of now without that court order, asking India to seek his extradition as per the law. Our chief diplomatic correspondent Parul bringing us that information. Parul, essentially, if the government wants to get him back, then it needs to go through the proper channels.
That's right. The UK citing its own rules, saying that when Lalit Modi was allowed to enter the country, he did have valid travel documents, i.e. a valid passport. Subsequently, his passport was revoked by the Indian government because, of course, Lalit Modi is facing proceedings under Indian law for malpractice. That being the case, the British government has now reverted in greater detail about his status, saying that India essentially needs a court order if it wants to press for his extradition, which means the Indian government essentially has two options, Amrita. One, it goes and seeks a letter regulatory from an Indian court. Two, it tries and invokes the Mutual Legal Assistance Treaty between India and the UK, but that again will have to be followed up by a court order. Essentially, the Indian government, if it wants Lalit Modi back to face legal proceedings, will have to take the legal route. It will need a court order before the UK government is willing to consider extraditing him.
And Parul, several legal cases going on at this point. No conviction of the former IPL chief, but as you were referring to malpractice, those are the charges against him in terms of money being siphoned off.
That's right. It had to do with his tenure as IPL chief. The Enforcement Directorate is probing Mr. Modi. As yet, there's been no conviction. That's part of the problem as well. If the court had convicted Lalit Modi, the British government would not obviously need a court order. It would be then incumbent on the UK government to assist the Indian legal process, and it would then deport Lalit Modi almost immediately. But the fact is that he's not been convicted. He only faces proceedings here in an Indian court. So that's why they need a court order to the British government, saying he's required for facilitation of justice.
All right. Parul, we'll leave it there for the moment. Thanks so much, though, for joining us with that update.